Hi, my name is Mandi, and I live on Orange Blossom Court. I have always felt a desire to reach out to my neighbors because I am a stay-at-home mom, and I feel like my mission field is in my home, but it's also my neighbors. And so something that I have done because I live on Orange Blossom Court is create gift baskets when we have new people move in, and they're orange. Because of orange blossom honey, fun little gifts, orange-flavored sodas, and a note welcoming them to the street and putting our names on the card. And I go and introduce myself, and hopefully that opens up conversation. And one of the people I have met on my street is named Kat. Kat and I met at the bus stop. And our children go to the same school. And as we got to know each other, the things we talked about were mainly our children, maybe problems we were having in school with them and how we were going to deal with them. And as we built trust, I can honestly say I don't think I even said the name of Jesus or talked too much about my church. But she saw something different in me, and she asked me one day, "Do you go to church?" I said, "Well, actually I do. I go to First Baptist Friendswood." And she began to share with me that when she was a teenager, she and her now husband had gotten pregnant, and her church completely shunned them. And she felt so abandoned. And as she relayed this story to me on how her church didn't reach out to her, I was blown away, because 14 years ago, I was a pregnant teenager, and my church shunned me. And I knew that it had taken 13 to 14 years for me to see exactly how God was going to use this story in my life to relate to Kat. And so Kat told me she hadn't been to church in over a decade because she was so turned off by the way her church treated her. And I shared with her that there was healing and then there was hope. And she decided she wanted to come to church with me. And I was so excited. I sat down with Pastor David and I said, "Listen, God is doing something huge. I have a neighbor who hasn't been to church in over 10 years because the church rejected her for something they should not have rejected her for. They should have reached out to her and loved her." And so I shared with him that she was probably going to come to church with me, and that I really needed prayer because I knew she was scared. And so the big day finally came, Sunday morning. She was texting me, and she didn't have an iron because she was afraid her clothes were going to look bad. And I said, "Just wear jeans, you're going to be fine. Our church loves people, no matter what." And she was so afraid to come to church with me that she didn't even want to leave her driveway unless I was leaving my driveway. And we drove to church together. We parked together. We walked in together, and she was so scared. But by the end of church, she was in tears, and she said she felt at home and she felt loved. God used me being rejected by my home church to reach out to Kat in a very simple way at the bus stop so that our stories could be brought together and she could heal. She is now a Christian. She was baptized, and she is so excited to begin her journey as a Christian. Her husband still has not been back to church because he was hurt so badly by that situation. So I can't wait to see what God's going to do through me and through Kat to maybe bring her husband to him. My name is Mandi Forrester, and I am being a disciple-making missionary in my neighborhood.